Hey everybody, my name is Furgotti, and today I wanted to quickly talk about something that's been really on my mind. So, I've made a couple videos about this in the past, and I recently was just chilling in my content creator studio, and I got like this news notification from YouTube that they made a video talking about the YouTube algorithm and how it's run in 2025. And oh boy, it pissed me off. It absolutely pissed me off. I'm gonna quickly give my 2 cents, or as quickly as I can, my 2 cents on YouTube, because currently YouTube is in a really bad state, and in my opinion, it is run by massive idiots. And I'll explain why it's run by massive idiots. So when I watched the YouTube video, it pissed me completely off because they are just so full of crap. It is so insane how much crap they are full of. So the thing that really pissed me off the most about that video is not a single time do they ever talk about small content creators, like how they can improve on small content creators, how can they grow small content creators. They don't say anything about that. The disgusting thing actually is in the video, they actually say exactly what YouTube's focusing on primarily, and that's this.
You've given me examples of that in the past where somebody will search for like a certain kind of video and find one, and you'll be able to identify more audience, or something will pop up in the news and suddenly people are more interested in it, or a big creator will make a video on it and then people will see that and say, like, all these new ways where videos can find new audiences.
Big creator, So they never say at all once in the video small creators. They only say big creator. I love that. I love that they're on par when it comes to what they're focusing on primarily. And that's what disgusts me the most. So first of all, one thing that's really pisses me off about the video is almost all of it is just two guys blowing smoke out of their ass. That's all that the video is. Because if you actually look at the comments section, if you look through the comments section of that video, which I'll link the video down in the description, you can look at the comments section. Everyone is talking about how badly YouTube is run and how badly the algorithm is and how unfair it is for smaller content creators. Not to also mention, in my opinion, I definitely believe that as a small content creator, it's really bad for you because YouTube is primarily focusing on bigger content creators. If you actually look at, for example, the YouTube trending, which is this right in front of me, what do you see? Do you see any small content creators at all? Do you see anything like that? Do you see anything at all like that? No. It is so unfairly designed. It is designed only for either rich celebrities, big YouTubers, or companies. I don't see a single small YouTuber that's like just started out YouTube and maybe only has 100 subscribers being in the trending. I don't see that for the gaming section, the music section, or even the movie section. It's not fair. It's not right. And even and I don't think any of these people should be promoted at all. They have a large following. They have a large group of people who are subscribed to them that are loyal. Give the trending page to someone who deserves it, like small YouTubers, because it's bull that, for example, Mr. Beast of all people is in the trending section when he has over 99 million views. He doesn't need to be in the trending section. He's made it. He's successful. He has a large group of people that are cult-like loyal to him. So give that spot to someone else. Stop showing his stuff in the trending. He doesn't need it. So I think that YouTube is so unfair because it's catering towards the rich elite, the powerful, the people who are the 1%, and it's not right. It's not fair. It's not equality. It's not fairness. The competition is too insane. It's too impossible. Not to also mention these guys explain how the algorithm works, and it's in the stupidest way possible. This is how they explain the algorithm.
We often hear from creators like, what's the one number? Like, is it click-through rate? Is it watch time. How do creators like optimize for all of these factors?
One thing to understand is that there's no single answer to that question, as much as creators would love to have one. The reality is that we've enabled the system to learn that different factors can have different importance in different contexts.
So that's really, are you kidding me? That's so stupid. That is such a stupid way to, so pretty much all the important things that the algorithm focus on pretty much will or won't focus primarily for your YouTube channel. So pretty much, I don't know as a Let's Player what I'm supposed to be focusing on. My click-through rate, my watch time. I don't. So that's great. That's great. It's like Schrodinger's cat. It's both alive and dead, so I can't even tell. It's only it's only noticeable if it's being observed. That's great. That's so great. That is such a proper way to run things. And what are you, a college degree person with a bachelor's or master's or even a PhD, and this is how you designed it? That's great. That's really great. That really helps out. I'm just absolutely furious at how YouTube is run and how stupid these microdosing LSD losers at Silicon Valley have designed it. It's just ridiculously insane. It's so disgusting, the algorithm, because the algorithm is pretty much just forcing people. That's the thing. People don't have the ability to watch small content creators because the algorithm deems what they want to watch. It's like, okay, you watch this and that. Okay, we're gonna put this video in front of your face. We're not gonna show you this guy. This guy's a ghost. He doesn't exist. He doesn't deserve you. You're gonna watch this guy over here. That's not fair. That's not right. That ruins potential, because maybe that person will instead like that guy over there and not this video, but the algorithm's pushing that video right over there. So that's not right. That's absolutely not right. That's disgusting. That's unfair as hell, because that's the problem with the algorithm. They're so prioritized on focusing on an algorithm to dictate what people want or don't want to watch, instead of just letting people just search on the internet, just search on YouTube and find it themselves. Because that's the thing about the algorithm. It's not a human being. It doesn't have a soul. It doesn't have a conscience. It doesn't have emotions. It doesn't have needs. It doesn't have wants. It's just code in a computer that dictates what people can and can't do. It's not fair. It's not right. Because it ruins hardworking YouTubers who put a lot of hard work and effort and soul into their channels. And that's the current state of YouTube, is that everyone wants to try to grow their YouTube channel but can't, because YouTube doesn't allow it. At this point, YouTube is more rigged than a casino. I think I could go to a Las Vegas casino and get much more satisfaction and success at a casino than at YouTube. That's how bad it is. That's how unfair the practices at YouTube are and how biased they are. And that's another thing that I should also mention, is YouTube is not designed for subscribers either. Because when you subscribe, you should be able to look at a person's the person you subscribe's videos in your homepage and stuff like that in front of you. But what YouTube isn't really doing is the algorithm isn't showing subscribers the videos of the people they're subscribed to. There are actually a couple of people that are small YouTubers that have said that YouTube doesn't recommend their videos to their subscribers, and some of their subscribers thought that they stopped uploading or died altogether, and they forgot about them. So YouTube not promoting videos of people that they subscribed isn't going to help. It isn't going to grow small YouTube channels. It's not fair. It's not right. YouTube needs to start creating a priority when it comes to subscriptions. Like, they should show people that the value and importance of subscribing to someone, and that when you subscribe to someone, you get primarily the people that you subscribe to's content, and the people that you don't subscribe, you get less of that content recommended to you, only the people that you subscribe to, so that it can help you to get the content that you want, not what the algorithm wants you to want, which is not right. So there's so many problems with YouTube, and it's so badly mismanaged. Like the first CEO was an incompetent idiot who ruined it and put this company into the ground. But the new one is even worse. Like, yeah, he's done a couple of good things, but a broken clock is right twice a day. I mean, he did help with monetization. Like for instance, he split monetization in half, where you have a part 1 and part 2. I finished part 1, but part 2 is a little bit harder. Not to also mention part 2 is a little bit rigged in a way. So, but he's primarily focusing more on greed and money as much as possible, like even forcing people to have no ad blockers and forcing 60-minute ads on videos, and when people complain about it, they tell them just buy YouTube Premium. That's how you can fix it. Like YouTube is run by idiots, absolute idiots, and these are college educated people. This is insane. This is insane. A janitor could probably do a better job at YouTube than these people. Not to also mention, YouTube, like I said, is so unfair when it comes to growing as a YouTuber. Because, like, for instance, I'm gonna say this right now, as a small YouTuber, I've been doing this for 8 years. I have about 1,000 videos, and I've been continuously uploading every day. I'm loyal as hell to the people that watch me. I'm always trying to grow the platform and try to grow and try to grow and try to grow. And YouTube just doesn't give me the permission to grow. They don't want me to grow. They want me to stay isolated to boost the bigger YouTubers, which is the worst thing possible to do, because that's the thing about big YouTubers. They come and they go. What if tomorrow a really big YouTuber that YouTube really loves because it gives them income and continuous viewers to the platform up and died from a tragic accident? Who's going to fill that empty void? What if he retired? So YouTube needs to start promoting smaller YouTubers to keep the vacuum in check, to prevent loss of viewership, loss of people on the platform, increasing the communities, and YouTube's not doing that. YouTube is catering towards the elite, which is not right. It's not fair. It's not equal. It's not quality. And you can clearly tell that YouTube is rigged because, for instance, like I said, I have 8 years on this channel. I've put in a lot of hard work. I'm not trying to like sound arrogant, but what I'm trying to say here is I should be around 500,000 subscribers at this point, but I'm not. And it's insane that it's the way that it is. And it's because of YouTube's algorithm. Because, like, for instance, if we look at this in a scientific standpoint, YouTube gets about 122 million watchers per day, by the way, per day on their platform. That's about 1 to 2 billion hours of content per day. So you're telling me that out of all those people, only 5 to 10 people can find my content? Are you kidding me? So only half of my neighborhood can find my content out of 122 million people? No. There's clearly something going on. There's clearly something being rigged so that it's not in my favor. There's clearly. And if you even think about it even bigger, 2.5 billion people watch YouTube on a monthly basis. And you're telling me I'm lucky to get my video up to only 100 views out of that 2.5 billion people? So clearly, those are great examples that YouTube is 100% rigged, that there's no fairness, that there's that the nickname small content creator hell is an actual thing. Not to also mention, the way YouTube forces its creators to try to grow is a disgusting way too, because some YouTubers don't want to actually do shady things to grow as a YouTuber, but YouTube is both promoting and not promoting that type of style, because YouTube is telling us in a way, if you want to grow as a big YouTuber, you should start creating clickbait. You should start creating clickbait thumbnails, clickbait titles to like grow and as a channel and get the attention span of your viewers. And that's not right to me. I feel as a YouTuber, that's morally wrong, because you're trying to sucker the people that are watching into clicking on your video, which is not right. Because I don't believe in what P.T. Barnum said, which was a sucker is born every day. I think that doing that type of shady behavior is not right to your viewers or the people that watch your content or will or want to watch your content or are thinking about watching your content. So it's like, and also not to mention YouTube's kind of like prioritizing people doing risky and dangerous and morally devoid behavior to grow their YouTube channels too, because it pretty much, it's like saying YouTube is like kind of implying that if you want to grow as a YouTuber, you need to start doing kind of baity things, questionable things that really get people interested, enticed, like doing like pranks on random strangers or doing risky, dangerous stuff that can cause bodily injury. Like YouTube's kind of promoting that because they're saying like, if you want to grow, either you got to do slightly morally objective stuff or humiliating stuff that makes you a joke, or you don't grow at all. It's not right. That's not right. That's absolutely not right. I think that YouTube is in a really bad state currently. It's in a really, really bad state. And there are so many hardworking YouTubers out there, so many small YouTubers like me, and they cannot grow. They cannot grow in the era that YouTube is in. And it's so hard to compete against big YouTubers, and it's so hard to compete against an algorithm that's so biased and so not in your favor. Not to also mention, there's a couple other things that YouTube really needs to work on, and that's another thing that I really don't like is free speech. I am someone who is a descendant of many of the American founding fathers. I'm a descendant of Noah Webster, which was he was the father of American scholarships and was a pioneer in English language spelling reform. He was a big member of the founding fathers. And also a couple other founding fathers, which I forget who they were. I gotta like look at the family tree, but I'm a person who's a person that believes in free speech. I'm a free speech advocate, and I believe in life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And it's extremely unfair that YouTube is designed in a way that it's kind of been changing over time and has been starting to do a thing where it's kind of forcefully incentivizing bigger named creators, because like I don't really watch that many big named creators when it comes to YouTube. I choose not to because a lot of them have pretty bad skeletons in their closet, and I just don't really watch YouTube. I read books, I sometimes listen to music here and there. I ask myself how I can grow my YouTube channel, try to figure things out in the background. But when I do, I listen to a couple of YouTubers that I really like because they're kind of like on the same level as me when it comes to stuff like their beliefs on free speech and stuff like that. But the problem is they censor themselves because YouTube's forcefully incentivizing them. YouTube manual reviewers, the algorithm is forcing it so that they have to change certain words and say certain things because the algorithm sees it as bad and that it should not be said because it's a no word. And I'm pissed off by stuff like that. I'm absolutely pissed off at stuff like that. Especially I'm pissed off when I see like history YouTubers who talk about history having to change certain words because it's not friendly towards YouTube, and YouTube doesn't really like those words and the algorithm doesn't like those words. It's bull. It pisses me absolutely off. And it just really infuriates me. It really, really infuriates me. And even YouTube censors things like wants people to censor gunshots. So it sucks that YouTube's forcefully incentivizing people to change how they say things or how they show things. Because they're kind of forcing them to, because they're scared that they're gonna lose they're gonna lose viewers or get demonetized on that video and stuff like that. And it pisses me absolutely off that YouTube forces that, and that YouTube isn't allowing free speech really on their platform. Like, they're only allowing slivers of it. And it kind of is scary because it shows that, like, information can be doctored and changed, and YouTube can be the controllers of that situation. And as someone who's a free speech advocate and believes in the American Constitution and life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and democracy, it pisses me off that YouTube, the First Amendment is protected free speech in the US, which applies to government censorship of protected speech, but not private corporations. Because I feel like since YouTube was made in America, from what I remember, I think YouTube was made in America. I have to relook that. But if YouTube was made in America, it should follow the rules of the nation. So if they're censoring free speech and not allowing certain words and forcefully incentivizing people to change the way they say things and change the way they say words, then YouTube should be hold it as like accountable and be considered traitors, because I'm an American. I believe in saying free speech. I believe in calling this, what it's called, because I hate YouTubers that call these things pew pews. Like, oh, he pulled out a pew pew in the robbery. It's a pew pew. And I'm like, for God's sake. Like, I hate that that's the state of YouTube right now, where they're censoring, they're forcefully incentivizing their big creators and even small content creators to obey the authority of the algorithm. Like, it's like 1984, where Big Brother's always watching you. It's unfair. It's really unfair. There's no way to grow, because it's either you play ball and stoop down to as low as you can, or you continue to stay with your morality and just never be successful. And I'm sadly going to stay to my morality. I choose to be a good person. I choose not to decrease the mental capacity of the people that watch my content. I try to help. I produce good content, but through reaction and history and reacting to history of the game that I play. I try doing stuff like that. I'm not gonna do risky stuff. I'm not gonna jump and do like back wheels or somersaults or pretend to be a wannabe version of iShowSpeed or Kai Cenat or other big named YouTubers. Hell no. I'd rather be me, and this is me. But it's bull. It's absolutely bull. YouTube really needs to get their crap together. Not to also mention, there's also some like quality of life improvements that are so simple that YouTube have not like put in. Like, for instance, why hasn't YouTube given people the ability to create thumbnails for shorts on desktop? Because it's for cell phone, but not for desktop, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, that's something that they should have implemented a long time ago, and they haven't. But it's ridiculously insane. It's ridiculously insane how unfair YouTube is. And I hate when I always say this, but I say this a lot. And this is a quote that I constantly say, and that is, everyone is equal, but some are more equal than others. And that's how YouTube sees it. Truthfully, in my opinion, I've been planning this for a long time, and I've been like kind of seeing if there's any way to actually do this, but I really want to file a class action lawsuit against YouTube and Google on the behalf of small content creators for unfair practices and biases and a bunch of other stuff. And it's something that I've been planning on doing, and I want to really do, and I want to see how I can do it in the foreseeable future, or the not so distant future. But I really want to sue YouTube and Google for unfair practices and biases and a lot of stuff like that, because it's unfair. It's unfair what small content creators like myself and a ton of other content creators have to go through. We're trying to like go and like really, really grow and fighting tooth and nail, and YouTube and the algorithm is just not in our favor and is not backing us up, and YouTube doesn't want to back us up. So when it comes down to it, if anyone sees this, because I don't know if anyone's going to be seeing this because the algorithm's probably going to screw it over. If you watch this, subscribe if you want, Start subscribing to small YouTubers. Don't forget that they exist. Start supporting your local small content creator, because it's like the equivalent. YouTube is kind of like a small little like digital world, and right now big YouTubers are kind of like Walmart and Target, and YouTubers like me are small mom and pop stores. Start supporting local business. Start supporting hardworking YouTubers that aren't successful and don't have all of the resources that big YouTubers have. Like, for instance, like one thing that always pisses me off is bigger YouTubers get like an unfair thing. Like, whenever I look at my YouTube videos, because this is an example of my YouTube videos, you can see this. Whenever you watch my Let's Play videos, whenever there's like a fast-paced moment, there starts to become a lot of pixelation. And I always hate that. And I was wondering why that happens, and I found out why. It's because YouTube produces most of its videos in AVC coding, which is for smaller, less important YouTubers, you know, the peasants. But then if you look at, say, a bigger YouTuber, like, for instance, SS Sunday, I think this is dude's name, VPO9. He has the VPO9 codec, which makes him have the best quality. That's why a digital formatted file of mine can go from having the highest quality, and then when uploading to YouTube, starts becoming a pixelated garbage. It's because YouTube favors, like I said, bigger content creators more. Where it's like, oh, it's the peasant. Oh, give the peasant a little bit of bread, but give the royalty cake. It's unfair. YouTube's practices are not right. Because, for instance, I think that if you're a hardworking YouTuber that continuously uploads regular content per day, like I'm doing, I should have the ability to have VPO9. I should have the ability to have VPO9 content codecs to produce the most amount of quality out of my videos. But YouTube doesn't allow that, and it's not fair. Like I said, everyone's equal, but some are more equal than others. I really wanted to make this video to kind of like rip apart all of the issues with YouTube right now. Also, not to mention, this is another thing I want to add to it, and this is definitely going to make it so that this video gets censored by the algorithm, but YouTube has a very dark situation going on where YouTube's kind of doing a hands-off approach to it. But one thing I've noticed that about YouTube is there's a dark side of YouTube. This is another reason why I don't look at YouTube that often, and I just don't watch YouTube videos and don't actually look at YouTube, is there's certain areas on YouTube where animal cruelty, domestic violence, and adult content, of all things, is on YouTube. And it's insane that that's on YouTube because it breaks YouTube's guidelines, but at the same time, YouTube doesn't care. Because apparently, YouTube thinks that, you know, it doesn't exist, and that, you know, because not that many people know that it exists, it's not a problem. But I recently watched the YouTube channel, I forget what it was, but they talked about how that YouTube is actually has a very dark like side of it, where it actually has content that's pretty disturbing on the platform, and they don't really care about it. And that shows how hands off the approach is when it comes to YouTube. Like, for instance, YouTube has constantly locked me out of my channel recently, and I'm really worried about that. And I've put in like a ton of ways to like get into my account just in case something happens, but like YouTube is not making it easy. And I'm always worried that I might lose my account and get locked out of it permanently. And I don't know how I can contact YouTube because they're very hands-off approach. It would be literally so bad. I would have to probably take a flight to California and go to YouTube HQ and just confront them about it and be like, hey, my YouTube channel got like locked out. Is there any way I can get it back or something like that? And I'm super worried about something like that. So it's pretty worrying how hands-off approach YouTube actually is when it comes to things. And the sad part is, like I said, bigger YouTubers get bigger things and bigger favoritism at YouTube. Like, for instance, at a certain point as a YouTuber, you actually get a handler. You get an actual person. You get the ability to actually talk to a person directly at YouTube, which is not fair. So it just shows you how unfair it is at YouTube. Like I said, I could probably go to a Las Vegas casino or play Russian roulette and get far more satisfaction and luck and success than being a YouTuber. That's how bad YouTubers run. That's how stupid the people at YouTube are that are working at YouTube, and how incompetent the CEO is. It's just ridiculously insane. It's ridiculously insane and unfair, and there's nothing I think anyone can really do about it. There's nothing anyone can really goddamn do about it. So that is what it is. That's all the information that I just wanted to talk about, and about YouTube. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I made this video more for small content creators, just to talk to other small content creators like myself, but there's nothing really we can do about it. We just gotta hope that there's nothing we can really do about it. We just gotta hope that one day maybe YouTube gets a good CEO, or maybe one day Google and YouTube get bought out by a CEO that actually knows what he's doing, or something like that. I don't know. There's no real thing. I mean, I think actually you have a higher chance of winning the lottery at this point than succeeding on YouTube, or YouTube changing its ways and making it so that it benefits smaller content creators. So that's that bad. So in the end, that's all I wanted to talk about. I've been really wanting to make this video because I've been like really wanting to give my 2 cents on what I think about YouTube, and why I think YouTube is really full of crap, and that they really need to do better. And it's so sad. These are all people who went to college and like spent years trying to like learn and improve their craft, and this is the best they can do. This is not their best. I think they're just cheapening out and just like trying to do things the easiest way possible, and just catering to like people based off of favoritism and stuff like that. Like it's not fair. It's not right. It is, but whatever. It is what it is. That's all I can say. I have to end it here. I'll see all of you next video. See ya.